Good morning to my coffee shop crypto followers. I gotta come up with a name for you guys. Really. Anyway, so should be later today that I'm releasing this, the new indicator called the Heikin-Ashi Algo. It's doing a really good job. I'm still doing a final back test, and as you can see, entered into a trade within seconds of looking at the chart. I mean, literally. I looked at the chart, did some quick analysis for about 10 seconds, and realized, hey, here's a move that I can get in on. One of the problems that you end up having is when you open up your charts, you see that a move took place. For example, this one, right, went up. This is a nice little rally up, but it came from a major rally that was down. So this is a pullback, right? And you're reluctant to understand, like, how far is it going to go in the direction that it's moving. You want to catch that move. So as you can see, entered into the trade already $14.40 up, right? And so to enter into this trade, what I ended up doing was simply this. I'm out here walking my dog, so if you hear some weird sounds in the background. So in the oscillator, the Heikin-Ashi Algo oscillator, you can see that what I was doing is, in another video, you can see that what I ended up doing was I looked for a resistance area, which is, let me turn these numbers off because it's just kind of in the way of the phone screen. Here we go. All right. So you can see that I ended up using this resistance marker and drew a trend line to this one. However, the timestamp that I am on now is way over here. Okay. It is now September 21st at, well, the last one came up at September 21st around 7 o'clock last night. Anyway, I went to the resistance area, the resistance level that was here, and I drew a trend line all the way to the last or most recent support level. And that gives me, I just shortened the line, that gives me this one. I also went from the top of the high, which is here, and just drew a trend line all the way down through the tops to get my trend line. With that, I ended up finding that I got a range signal. If you look down inside the algo, right here, this is a range signal. So along with that, I left my two trend lines on there, and I made sure to draw a parallel channel at the high and low, but making sure that the midline is at the close of the candle right here that is marking the range signal. So if you kind of zoom in right there, you'll see that here is your range signal, and the candle that it belongs to is this one. Make sure that your parallel channel, the midline, is at the close of that candle. So now you know what your range is. You can see how far up and how far down your price will move, and you can see it needs to respect the trend line, it needs to respect the midline, it needs to respect the upper section of the channel and the lower section of the channel. So in 10 seconds, I ended up noticing that, hey, this particular candle, not only did it break through the midline easily, and it still is. I probably shouldn't have entered this trade just yet because there's still 2 minutes to the close. But not only did it not respect the midline, it also didn't respect the trend line. This major trend line. So it puts me under the impression that price is going to continue moving all the way down to the base level of this channel. So I ended up putting my take profit here and my stop loss. Let's put that in right now. My stop loss will be right here. Got my dog pulling on my leash. I'm going to set this just outside. I'll do it again because I actually want to be just outside of the channel. So here, you want your stop loss to always be just outside of the channel. And if you look left, you probably have a high right there anyway. Yes, I do. There's a high right there. So this section right here, this is a liquidity zone right here. So I'm going to end up drawing another line here in case price does move back up. What I need it to do is two things to create a buy order. This is the top of my channel. And this line is the end of the liquidity zone. So if you ever wonder if price is going to end up breaking out, if I end up getting a break out to the upside, I know that not only does price need to break the top of this channel, but it also needs to break this high. One single candle needs to be able to break through this entire area for it to be a breakout to the upside. And if I want to see if there's going to be a breakout to the downside, here is my low, right? And here is already a support line drawn up for the bottom of my channel, okay, my parallel channel. So when price finally makes its way all the way down to the base here, makes its way all the way down to the base, it needs to break through here and through here to be able to make a move to the downside and continue on this trend line. If it does not, most likely it's going to bounce off the bottom, and it will continue to bounce in between and on the underside of this major trend line. So this move is still going up and down quite a bit, and I see a new candle is forming. You can see that this is a nice momentum candle right here. It's doing pretty well. This looks like it's going to come down to probably this level, and I might get stopped out. We will see, but I just wanted to put this up and see how this works out. Also, what I didn't do before starting this is I didn't look for a divergence. So let me look at the low on the RSI here. Looking at the low, a little higher low, that's great. And then I have a high, and of course, you look here, this is the next high for the RSI, but this high, is it higher than the previous? Yes, it is. It's also higher than the previous one. So this is probably a continuation with a couple of lows that, yep. So I have a low and a lower low so far, but I have a high and a higher high. So I'm thinking that, yes, this move is to the downside. I'm thinking this move is to the downside. This is a hidden bearish divergence. This will go from its current negative and it will go into a positive trade. So let's see how this one plays out, and I'll let you know. Thanks.